An unbelievable day today. I know we are. I am really, really excited for this week's show. It is going to be off the chain. I've I've got a 100% echo in my head, so I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to keep talking. All I so Marianne, just turn my volume down in my ear. Okay, so if you turn the feed off, then I'm not getting this echo. And I've got Cheri Tree with me. And this is going to be pretty fun for a couple of minutes here because I've got to find out if I'm actually going to even be able to hear Cheri as a result of. Okay, so everybody out there that's listening, just give me a couple of seconds because I'm trying to figure out what I've got going on because I'm hearing myself about 10 seconds after me completely full speed. So I can't, so there's no way that I can do this thing the way I'm doing it, but I have figured out a way to do that until she gets it working. Do the show without talking to Cheri Tree for a couple minutes while Marianne figures it out. I can still hear the echo in my ear, but I've got my headsets off, so that's why I'm looking a little weird here, but I'm not listening to myself anymore while she works on it. I hope that you're all having an incredible day. I want to talk a little bit about this book that Cheri Tree has written that is unbelievable. We'll have her in a second. It is called Why They Buy. It's the bank system. It is an incredible system is incredible. I'm trying to get it into my own company because I have seen transformation from so many different levels with this book and this system throughout the profession, throughout the world. It's unbelievable because you can actually speak to people as to the way they can hear versus what you want to say to them. So if anybody's listening to this thing, and I can't even tell that for this second because I'm actually not even published live, I don't think. It's just us, which is a blessing. So let's get this thing started over, Mayor, because I've got a lock on here, so it's telling me there's nobody watching yet. They aren't even seeing it. So why don't you end this, Mayor, and figure out if you need to restart it? And hello, everybody. It's Tom Chenault, and this is the Tom Chenault Show. I do hope you're having an unbelievable day today. This is going to be an incredible show. We've got the one and only Cheri Tree with us. I have a feeling that people are watching this thing from all over the world in anticipation of her. And if you take a look at this book that she's written called Why They Buy, and you take a look at cracking the personality code to achieve record sales and real wealth, you are going to love this book. And so I can see people starting to pop in. We started a couple of minutes late. We're going to still kick around a little bit because I am not getting able to talk to Cheri yet because I've got an echo going on in my head. So instead of talking to her, I'm going to talk about her a little bit and give people a chance to get on here, give Marianne a chance to get rid of this echo because the echo is something that I can't handle. I can't do with the show because I'm hearing myself in 3 different areas. So inside of that, welcome to live radio. Welcome to a live show. We actually postponed this show one day yesterday because we had a feeling that we had a problem. And so with it, we had a technical difference. We thought we had it fixed. It's that simple, and we don't have it fixed yet. So I think we're going to probably be able to wing it here, but we're going to find out here in a second. But I want to talk about what she has done for me and for a lot of people that I know. I did a lot of due diligence on Cheri Tree. She is a very controversial person. She has a long history in our profession of massive, massive success. She got with some people, a couple of companies that weren't as good as she was. And as a result of that, that ended up costing her deeply, and she lost a lot of trust and a lot of relationships with people. And she and her partner Esther from Amsterdam decided that they were going to build this bank code. And I'm telling you what, I've never seen anything like the diligence of these two people trying to figure out this bank code and how to make it work for network marketing and those of us in our profession. And don't make any mistake, it's not just for network marketing. It's a little bit like the contact mapping. It works great in this profession, and this is her wheelhouse, but wherever you are, it works. Wherever you are, it is off the chain good, and I definitely and desperately want you to use it because it will work. So I'm just telling you, hey, John, come here a minute, will you? And so what I want you to do, John, is take this thing into another room and hit that button and tell me if we've got volume. And just hit the volume button and see if you can hear it, and if I'm coming in loud and clear, or if it's goofed up. So yeah, I'm not even sure how I'm broadcasting here. There's not enough people on here to have me believe that we are really kicking it as hard as we usually kick it, because we usually have lots and lots more viewers. So something in this whole technical thing is going wrong, and we are going to get it fixed, and we will fix it imminently. But between here and there, you're going to have to just listen to me, and I can't do anything about that. So next week's show, we've got Kevin Thompson on it. We've got Tony Canuli on it. We're going to be talking about the crypto companies. We're going to be talking about the two new crypto companies that are out there. We'll talk about the one Holton Bugs is involved with. We'll talk about the one that Orrin Woodward is involved with. We'll talk about the old ones. We'll talk about the legality of it. But inside of crypto, I'm just telling you, if you look at last week, if you had $6,000 worth of crypto last week, $6,500 worth of it, you had one Bitcoin. Turn that volume down on that. If you had one Bitcoin, that's wonderful. It was worth $6,500. This week, it's worth $4,200. And this business is hard enough. I swear to you, it is hard enough without you worrying whether your Bitcoin is going to be worth $6,500 down to $4,200 or even $7,500 to $6,500, because widows and orphans and uneducated people get into this business. This business has to be duplicatable at the lowest common denominator. And everybody's got to have a fair shot. And when you're messing with people's life savings and people's money, it becomes a different story. I am completely and totally scared of it. And I hope to heck that every one of you, as you go through life, buy cryptocurrency. I want that to happen for you. I'm not sure I want you to buy it in a network marketing company to this day. And there's a lot of education companies out there doing iMarkets Live, teaches you how to do Forex. There's companies out there that teach you how to do cryptocurrencies, but they're just education companies. That's just another run-of-the-mill MLM. And I would tell you that it's hard to get passionate about that kind of product unless they're paying you a lot of money to do that, which is a whole different conversation in and of itself. And I don't even want you doing that really. I want you to be in a real company, and I'm not saying anything bad about iMarkets Live. I'm not saying anything bad about the education companies. I'm just telling you, I've been in this business a long time, and I think you need the nuts and bolts. I think you need a product that you can touch, that's tangible, that is real. And so I know I'm going to get in trouble with a bunch of good friends of mine in iMarkets Live, and I don't want anybody thinking I'm dogging that company. I'm not. I'm just telling you what I believe. Anything that would have anything to do with regulators like the SEC, the NSD, anything like that. So that's it. I'm sticking to that story. I happen to believe that from the bottom of my heart. So I hope you can live with that. I'm going to put my headset back on and find out if I'm back in business yet. I'm not, so keep talking. So my hand just went like this. Keep talking, keep talking. You can see that I had a sport coat on when I started, and now I'm already in a rotisserie oven because the studio's so hot. But I've got like 50 different people talking to me in monitors and waving at me. And as a result of that, I am sweating like a crazy man, trying to just wing it through live radio while we're talking. I can't see any of the comments or anything going on. And they're going to have me going here pretty quick, I hope. But right now, it's just me. Just me, whipping it out. Hello there, Pamela. Hello there, Rick Cox. Hello, the various people doing it. Yeah, I am sweating like a madman. Sean Murphy, Richard Blook. Whoa, there you go. Mitch Kurtz, Nancy, Esther. Glad you guys are here. But all right, so that's going to be my show, and I really want you to think about joining the Association of Network Marketing Professionals, because even though it is not a policing organization, it is a self-policing organization to help self-police the industry so other people don't have to do it. And what our goal there is to have that thing so tight with integrity that absolutely no one can ever say that speakers buy the stage or anybody gets any undue favor. Everybody is going to be on that stage as a result of merit. Companies can come in and know that their people aren't going to be recruited. It's an unbelievable event. It's an unbelievable association, and I want you to join it. And again, we do have Cheri Tree. We can do this show for hours. I have no life, and there's no question about it. We're going to get to the bottom of what bank code is, but I've got this echo going on that will not let me talk to her. So I'm like 30 seconds behind myself, so it's literally impossible for me to bring her in. So you're going to deal with this sweaty little Hair on Fire shirt. The Hair on Fire shirt, for the record, is a shirt that is around because I've got such undying love for Richard Brooke. Mach 2 Hair on Fire. I wear this to all the GoPro events and all the ANMP events because I know people see the shirts and they walk up and they say, "Are you Richard Brooke?" which creates the relatedness that I need, because otherwise they wouldn't talk to just me. And at that point I go, "No, I'm not, but my name's Tom Chenault. Nice to meet you." And that's how the whole thing started, and that's why I started the Hair on Fire call, just to emulate what he does, because I just copy what's good, and he is very, very good. You definitely want to have him be one of your circuit speakers that speaks to your company, just exactly like you should have Cheri Tree or Esther or the bank code people there. So we're still time here trying to get Marianne to get me up to speed so I can actually have an interactive show. I'm going to try to continue to give you some content here so you don't just have to think I'm just sitting here saying nothing. So I want to talk a little bit about contact mapping and why I love contact mapping. And now we're at the commercial, by the way, for the radio show. So there's 3 different commercials through this thing. So you're going to hear about contact mapping or GoPro through those things as I kill time in the commercials. And this is one of them. Contact mapping is an unbelievable app. It's unbelievable. And the reason it's unbelievable is because it works so well. And what it teaches you to do when you meet somebody, you know what you do now. You meet them, you put their name in the phone, you put their phone number in the phone, and then you say, "Nice to meet you," and they go upon their way. If you're a little bit better than that, you put something about them in the phone, or maybe you take their picture. The app forces you to do all of that. It forces you to take their picture, then it forces you to, a microphone pops up, and you actually put the notes in the phone, and it goes straight into the notes. At the end of the day, if you didn't do it, the app tells you you met Richard Brooke today and you didn't map him. Are you sure you want to go to bed without having the notes in there on Richard Brooke? And you say, "Man, I don't want to go to bed without that," and you pop it in there. Richard Brooke for 2 years. You haven't even thought about Richard Brooke for 2 years. And all of a sudden you're out somewhere and somebody wants to talk to you about surfing. And you go, "Who do I know that's a surfer?" And you put surfer in your phone, and here's Richard Brooke's name and picture, because he's a surfer. Or then all of a sudden you put somebody that's got great mahogany boats. My friend Chuck Kirby wanted to buy a certain type of mahogany boat. And I go, "I think I know somebody that might have one of those." I put mahogany boat in my phone, up popped Richard Brooke. I put my friend Chuck Kirby on the phone with him, and he didn't buy the boat, but that's the kind of stuff that happens because for the first time in your life, you can Google your own database. So instead having to remember, you know how many times you go into the restaurant and you can't remember the guy's name, but you know he's a realtor, or you know there's an Indian lawyer that I can never remember this guy's name. I can't remember it right now. And he comes in this coffee shop every morning, and there's about a half dozen of us in, and he comes in every day, and we're all looking, going, "What's that guy's name?" And no one can remember it. I pop in Indian lawyer, and there's his picture, there's his name. I say hi to him. I'm the hero. Everything, your brain is such an unbelievable deal, but it needs to be That's what that does. We're coming back from this commercial in about 1 minute, so you won't have to listen to me pontificate anymore. But you're going to contactmapping.com, C-O-N-T-A-C-T, mapping, M-A-P-P-I-N-G.com. You're going to go through a little tiny, there's a little video there. It's going to explain all this. It's going to show you why it works so well. And then you're going to go from there to the Apple store or the Android store, and you're going to get the app, and you are going to be cooking with gas. And 99% of you think you're pretty good at, most of you think you're pretty good at follow-up. I think you're better at follow-up. You think you're better at follow-up. Mapping people. I would tell you that you're bad at both, and that you treat your Rolodex absolutely like crud. And when I got into contact mapping, I thought for sure that it was going to be just more Tom Chenault, because that's all Tom Chenault is a contact mapper. I did not improve that much on the contact mapping side of the equation. On the follow-up side of equation, which I thought I was like as good as they get, almost as good as Garrett McGrath, I found out it was exactly the opposite. I was a terrible follow-up person. I thought I was an 8 on a scale of 10. This app has taught me that I'm about a 4. And now I'm about an 8 after doing that. So there's the app right there. You can just see that I click it. And there in the middle of the page are all my follow-ups. So you can see that today I have to follow up Lucas High, Jack and Tammy Mayweather. There's Pamela Schwartz who's watching this thing. So it says I owe her a follow-up today. So all I need to do with Pamela Schwartz is it says I can text her, I can call her, I can message her or email her. I put the notes about what I talked to her about. I've got to talk to her about, I owe her a conversation on Monday. But the fact of the matter is it's all right there. And now I am literally 100% in integrity on all my follow-ups, which is unbelievable. So we're back. It is Tom Chenault. This is the Tom Chenault Show. We are still trying to get up to speed. And I'm still not caught up. So Cheri Tree, I don't know what to tell you. Now I'm going to be more adamant than ever that David Rutz, and what she does is she's able to get into companies. She's able to get into customer service. She's able to do a ton of things for the network marketing profession for you to be able to do personality, whatever you call, personality evaluations on people. So you're not, instead of talking at people, you're talking to people. And she's written this tremendous book, which is right here, called Why They Buy, and it's also tremendous. And you want to get this book, you want to get it right now, you want to go to thebankcode.com/Cheri, and you're able to get this. You'll actually be able to do your own personality evaluation. And on the flip side of that, go out and get this book, Why They Buy. Look how thick it is. You take a look at 90% of the books out here, and I'm not going to mention any of them that rhyme with, I'm not going to say any, most of them aren't that thick. Most of them haven't got that, or I was almost obnoxious there, and I don't want to be. Okay, so anyway, look at that. I mean, this book there's a lot of work into this book. And there's Esther's actual story right here on page 156. I've got that thing earmarked, and this really worked out for Esther. She attended the course in Amsterdam, and on the other side of that, she just really got involved with the bank code at a level you wouldn't believe, because it now has become also a part of her life, because she's that smart. But it all started with Amsterdam, and you can read all about that on page 157 in this book. But it's pretty cool. 156 starts the chapter, but you definitely want to do that. Here comes Marianne. I'm going to find out what's going on. Give me a couple of seconds, even though you're not going to hear anything. This has been one of the hardest shows I've ever done, because I decided to go live even though I shouldn't have, because yesterday I postponed Cheri Tree. I thought for sure I was going to get out of the trap and it was going to be like 10 minutes, and now I'm into this show for 25 minutes and I've said literally nothing. It's like Seinfeld, because I wasn't prepared to do this off my hip, but I'm having fun and I can do it. And once I know that I can do this thing, Cheri Tree, are you here? Oh my God.
I'm here.
Oh my God. We did it. It only took a half an hour. I owe you.
I said this is the best interview I've ever done.
Okay, now we got to start switching cameras, but we are in business. Everybody, Cheri Tree's here. So if I'm still on the screen, we'll get that switch. That's an easy one. That echo was not going to happen. It was like 30 seconds later, and I've been doing radio. I'm a professional radio guy. What you guys don't know, tell me when she's on the screen, Mare. Yeah, put her up. Get me off. I've been talking too much. So anyway, here she is, you guys, and she's a rock star, and she is so good at this business. And, I gave you people a 10,000-foot look at what she's doing here. Armand loves her. Sean Murphy, who I love with all my heart. And if you guys haven't looked at that travel deal of Sean's, you have to. I mean, it is crazy what's going on. So back to you, Cheri. Tell me a story. How's it going? Tell Esther I love her. I'm sorry that the first half of the show was all me. Now I can see you. I'm so happy. I'll put the word out and we'll get the views up and we're off to the races. So tell us about who you are, what you do, and why you're doing it.
Sure. Well, hello, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. I told Tom this is the easiest radio show I've ever done. So here's a quick story. I got involved in network marketing in the late 1990s and did not know what I was doing. My first year, I made $700. So I was like, I guess, the average person. And I was frustrated, but I really had big dreams and big goals and great leadership. So I did everything I could for 5 years and worked very, very hard. And one of the things I found, I got my income up to about $72,000, and the company gave me a nice rank and I won some trips, but I didn't feel successful. I was $30,000 in credit card debt. I was renting an apartment, couldn't qualify for a home, and driving a BMW with a salvage title so that I could fake it till you make it. And something just felt broken. And to be honest, I wasn't sure whether or not it was me that was broken or perhaps it was the system that was broken. And that's why Tom says I was a little controversial, but I ended up discovering something that I would call the missing link. And Tom, if you're open to it, I'll share what that is.
You have to, for sure. I mean, fire it up.
Okay.
We've got to go to Cheri, we're going to go to a break in 30 seconds, believe it or not. So you might want to wait till right after that, but it's a short break, like only about 25 minutes. No, it's not that long. It's a short break. I'm going to talk about the ANP. I'm going to talk about the 4-year career. I'm going to talk about all kinds of stuff during the break. So you guys stick around. Ray Higdon, but we're coming back right after this on the Genesis Communication Network with the one and only Cheri Tree. I hope, is Esther around? I hope we get to see her. But at the end of the day, this woman is great. We're going to throw a half-an-hour show at you after this. Right back. And we're back. All right, Cheri Tree. Holy cow. That was a lot. Marianne, come on out here and sit down during this commercial break and let's talk to Cheri. Have you got her in a small corner of the screen or anything? I don't see her on mine. Okay, we're gonna switch this over. But we love you, and Marianne's like a mother to me, so we're gonna. Holy, Yoshimi's here from Japan. That is so exciting, and we've got Sabine. She's here. That's a long name, Sabine. I don't know how you even. I'd like to see your birth certificate. This is crazy. And Jane War, how are you? You must be a friend of Cheri. I don't know you, and this is great. Very, very cool. So Marianne's getting this rolling for us. Contact mapping, I talked to you about that on the first segment. You want to get that app. Definitely you want to do that. You want to go to GoPro on the 5th and 6th. I would love nothing more than to have Eric Worre put you on the stage out there, Cheri Tree. You're making a difference out there, and people like you. Denny Robinson commented that you are a rock star. Armand, who's both of those people are speaking at GoPro. They are both absolute icons. Both of them have given you a vote of confidence on my Facebook. Had Sean Murphy, and so GoPro, you guys, you got to go. And if you can't figure out a way to get there, call me. Richard Brooks selling tickets for $300, so I'll sell you one for $299. So that'll be awesome. So
we got a few.
There she is. So Marianne, you've been messing around with this whole system, isn't it? Isn't it helping you?
And I remember I saw Cheri. I'm trying to think of where I might have been at GoPro, or was it GoPro somewhere? I've been to so many, but no, I really appreciate this and love the book. And thank you so much. By the way, this is this supposed to be your copy or my copy? Because we always argue about. Oh, this is your name in it.
Yeah, and Brooke now has upped the ante and is throwing in a free hat.
What?
Yeah.
We have shirts. We have T-shirts.
Oh, no, don't worry about a thing. I called him a few minutes ago in Hawaii, and he was naked. So I am telling you, he is literally giving you the hat and shirt off his back.
That was just the waist up, right?
Huh?
Just from the waist up.
Oh, no, it was the full Monty. So it was horrible, and I just threw up right before the show. But the point I make to everybody is the guy will literally give you the shirt off of his back. He's got a special on tickets. Eric's obviously got a special on tickets. If you can't get there, give us a call. If it's just money that's not getting you there, give us a call because we'll be happy to do whatever we can to help you get there. We can finance tickets or do anything.
We're putting people in hotel rooms and all kinds of stuff.
We
got groups. We got people who are looking for people.
Yeah, so the name of the game is have fun with that. We're still during the commercial break. We're coming back from the commercial in about a minute and a half, but go to GoPro. And if you get a chance, Richard Brillisbrook, he is doing he's doing a lot of circuit speaking all over the world for network marketing groups and companies. And you'd be an idiot not to embrace him on that. He's going to be speaking at GoPro. He's on the ambassador panel with Matt Morris and a couple of other incredible people. And it is going to be worth your time to get to Vegas on the 4th, 5th, and 6th. It's just insane. I love that event. It's one of my 2 favorite events of the year, and actually 3, GoPro for Women. I love that too.
No, I love it too.
Look at Marianne. Why are you holding her book so much? What are you doing?
I'm just, strategically.
So here's what Marianne does with my show. She's like the worst. She's probably got some sort of override on this book. What is it? Oh, yeah. Look at that. It says what they buy / call Marianne right now. Right. She wrote that with a magic marker right here on this book. Man alive. She is such a multiple stream of income girl. And it's just because I don't pay her enough. We all know that. So that's okay with me. Yeah, right. So I'm telling you, you stressed me out. What was wrong?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. You know what? This is so crazy. All I did was end up shutting down Chrome, and the echo went away.
That was.
I was like freaking out in there, and I know you were sweating, but you should have seen me back there.
Yeah, well, you knew because you knew I was going to.
Because I knew, pull your toes and we wanted Cheri to be on the show. Is everything working?
Yeah, everything's working perfect.
Oh, okay, good.
And little Yoshimi from Hawaii, from Japan, Sean Murphy.
Oh, we love those guys.
Oh, it's just
and Richard Brooks, that show we did with him was hilarious.
I know it.
That was more like a stand-up comedy show.
All right, we're coming back.
All right, we're coming back. All right, I'm out of here.
And we're. This is Tom Chenault, and welcome to the show. It literally starts now. There's a million reasons for it, so you really, really want to be listening for the next half hour. And I usually have 2 guests on this show, so I'm not feeling too bad that Cheri Tree only got half of it. We had some technical difficulties, so if you got completely late and you just got here, you are the luckiest person in the world because the first half of the show was just me killing time, praying for Marianne to fix the problem, which she did because she is a rock star. Tree with us. We're going to put her link on the bottom of the page for you to go get her book, to go take the code so you can crack the code yourself. Scott Schilling and Sean Murphy were the ones that got me to crack my own code. I learned a lot about myself. You will learn a lot about yourself. I don't care if it's your customer service department or your field or whomever it might be. If you're a company owner or a consultant to a company owner, I don't care what you are. I want you to take a look at this book. It is thick. It is deep. It is real. Cheri Tree, take it away. Now tell us that story you were going to tell us before. We've got a long segment here.
Yeah, thank you, Tom. Well, I'm really excited, like I said. So when I got started in network marketing, and I took my income, my first year, $700, and over 5 years, $72,000. The thing was I was really struggling, and I had to evaluate, was it me that was broken or was it the system? And what I was learning in the system was that sales was a numbers game, and they kept pounding that into me. And they kept telling me that in order to get more yeses, I had to get more nos. And it's like that was what I was supposed to believe. But when I took a few steps back, I realized that's actually one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. Because the truth is, in order to get more yeses, you actually have to get more yeses, not more nos, right? So I know that the whole industry gets all amped up to go for no, as if you're supposed to get through defeat. And I love those types of principles, but I was looking for yeses, not for nos. I don't wake up excited to get rejected. I wake up excited to win every single day. So along my journey, when I realized there was something broken and I took a few steps back, I was simultaneously learning about personality types. And, the industry is ridden with different personality type assessments of what color are you, or what animal are you, or what astrology sign are you, or what gem are you. And, the first couple times I took those assessments, I remember feeling like, wow, this is cool. I get a report about myself. But my fascination turned into frustration when I realized that not one single one of those assessments ever made me more money. Not one of them ever helped me close more sales. Not one of them ever helped me recruit more people into my business. And that's when I realized, something again is missing. Something's not right. And Tom, I studied a little bit and I realized that the personality typing thing actually dates back 2,500 years to Hippocrates, the father of medicine. What he figured out was that he could divide the entire human race into 4 different groups. And each group was so different one from another that he could treat them with medicine differently. And he called that the theory of the 4 temperaments. And so when you fast forward to today's world, there's been a lot of different personality type assessments that have been created and out there in the corporate world, the DISC or the MBTI or the color code or a number of them. And as fascinating as those were, like I said, none of them made me more money. And the thought that I had was, wait a minute. If there's 4 different types of people, I wonder if they make buying decisions differently. And I wonder if what makes one person say yes makes another person say no. And so that's kind of where my journey began with bank, as I started looking in the market for a personality assessment that was not about me, but about who my buyer was, who my prospect was, and why they buy, what triggered the yes versus the no. So I essentially reverse engineered personality science, and I developed the bank code at that point. And bank is an acronym. It represents the 4 types of personalities, but based in buying behavior. And I have a lot of people who ask me, what's the difference between bank and DISC or bank and the colors or whatever? It's very simple. Every one of those other assessments were built in psychology, and bank was the first one based in biology, spelled B-U-Y. Ology, the science of buying behavior. So I decided to try and experiment it. At that point, I had nothing to lose. I was already sucking wind and couldn't seem to break through $100,000 no matter what I tried to do. And that next 12 months, I took my income from $72,000 to over $500,000. A 695% jump in one single year. And within 3 years, I was earning over $1 million a year. So my whole life changed, matter of fact, right here. I know I love the saying from Robert Kiyosaki where he said, stop taking advice from people more messed up than you. Right here's my ring. And this is the ring I earned from my company, making over $1 million a year, not in gross income or total lifetime income, but annual income. And I was the first person in the whole company to do it. And so why I'm excited about that is because I essentially cracked the code. And then the question was, if it worked for me, could it work for anyone else? And I started training it to other people. And in 2006, I decided I would do an experiment with my own downline sales team. And so I huddled together 200 people. It was like my own little mini GoPro. And I trained them on the bank system. In January, my income was $8,000 for the month. And at the end of January, I trained them on the system, 200 people. At the end of February, my income was $261,000, and that was commissions to my account, $261,000, $250,000 jump. No new product launch, no contest incentives from the company, nothing. I literally just trained my people how to go out and bank while they're building their business, how to close more sales. So what our company is very focused on is results. We love to drive results in what I call the 4 R's: revenue, recruiting, rank advancement, and retention. And I'm passionate. We teach this all over the world. I get to teach this at Harvard University. I teach it at the University of California at 3 different schools, UCLA, UC Irvine, and UC Berkeley. I've been nominated as Innovator of the Year 3 years in a row, and we feel like we're just getting started. So I took a hiatus from network marketing, to be honest. There's a lot of politics in network marketing. I have a lot of great friends in network marketing, but we wanted to prove that it would work in any industry. So we have clients now in 100 different countries around the world, and we train it in real estate and financial services and automotive car dealerships and all kinds of cool stuff. And my heart just kept pulling me back to the direct sales industry. It's where I got my start. They're some of my favorite people on the planet. And I've made a decision that we're going to take this back to the network marketing space, and we're going to do our best to absolutely equip the leaders with this type of a system to really accelerate their growth and help them not have to run the adult daycare. Because if you can pop 2 little training wheels on the back of their bike and help all your brand new distributors close their own sales without the need for a 3-way call, and recruit their own distributors without the need for a 3-way call, and get themselves promoted and advancing in ranks, without needing the babysitting or the hand holding, then you are going to build a business that you could actually make your dreams come true, and you could live the dream instead of sometimes living the nightmare that many leaders live privately behind closed doors, so to speak. So I'm passionate, and whatever I can do to help is what I'm here for.
That is such a great, can you imagine having that kind of belief in yourself? That kind of a stand for people, that she's being nominated all over the country as somebody that's bringing this to companies, into industries, yet she says, you know what, I'm finally ready to bring it back into the network marketing space with integrity. And that's where we are right now. And what I want you all to think about is, why can't you be first? Go into that link. That's straight to her. It's got nothing to do with Marianne. I was just kidding when I said she had some sort of goofy link here. It's back to Cheri. So I put it in the comments how you get there. So somebody speak it, because I can't even remember what I just typed. I'm not. But at the end of the day, what you want to do is
mybankcode.com/Cheri.
It's pretty deep. mybankcode.com/Cheri, Cheri. So you want to take this thing. Scott Schilling sent me mine. 2 seconds later, I had the results. It was great. And what you want to do is really, really do this for yourself. And once you start realizing who you are, you're saying, man, I didn't really know I was that way. That's what happened to me, at least. And then you go on to say, well, I wonder what this would happen with other people. So then you start testing it on people in your life, your prospects, your family, people like that. And then you start thinking, man alive, what would happen if this worked out throughout my organization? What kind of rank advancement not only would I have, but my people? And that's why I'm so pumped up for her, because I think she's cracked the code. I really do. And I think she's got the ability to make a difference for a lot of people, which is very, very important. So did that kind of sum it up the right way, Cheri?
Yeah. I'm passionate about it, and I'm excited.
Well, that's exciting. So what's next? Do you just go do these seminars and keep, I mean, by the way, here's the comment. Do I have to read this whole book in order to be good at this? So just, this thing, if I have to read this book, I'm probably 100. So actually, you saw that I did read it, because I talked about Esther, and that was my favorite page about that when you guys met in Amsterdam. But the point I'm asking you is, can somebody get started without going through this whole book? What happens to them?
Yeah. Well, first of all, the book, I wrote it so that it was a book that I would want to read. This is a book that you can't put down. Once you start it, you won't be able to put it down. You can finish it in a day, 2 max. Yes. So you want to learn this system. For me, I made the bank system mandatory in my downline. It was not negotiable. And how do you make anything mandatory in a volunteer army? I said, if you ever want my time, if you want me to do a 3-way call, you have to tell me their bank code. If you want me to meet your prospect, you have to tell me their bank code. And Tom, culture, when people would come to live events, they would wear their name tags with their bank codes, and they'd literally be sitting there in front of us. We knew exactly what to say to close them, to enroll them, to get them started with the products. We knew how to serve them better. It just really amped up our customer service, our retention, our communication, our relationship quality. And it really became a game changer. And what was really cool for me was not just the money I made, but I I had people who had done network marketing for over a decade and never made $100,000. I had them breaking $250,000, $500,000, and $1 million a year in less than 10 months. I mean, I saw the craziest things. And so that's what caught me on fire, was helping other people. So cracking your code. Let me share with you guys what this is about. It's not just like, what's your personality type? Matter of fact, it has nothing to do with you, but you can do it for free today using our link. It's a $97 assessment, but when you use the access code Cheri, right, on mybankcode.com/Cheri, you'll get to do it complimentary. So ours is a subscription model. What our clients do is they send the link out to someone that they're about to have an appointment with. And what they'll say is something like this: hey, Tom, before we meet, do me a favor, click on this link. It'll take you less than 90 seconds. And that's the power of our assessment, is it's very fast and very accurate. And this is going to help me serve you better and save us both some time when we get together, Tom. So, take 90 seconds and do this quick assessment. Well, as soon as Tom does it, he's going to crack his code, which means he's going to see 4 images on the website. And I got 4 of them here, right? We use plastic cards when we're live together. On the website, it's the digital image. And Tom's going to drag and drop those. He can do it right there on his mobile device or on a desktop, sliding the cards back and forth into the right sequence. There's no right or wrong answer. And here's what's cool is when Tom clicks submit, or when your prospect clicks submit, our system's going to kick out a report to them that says, hey, here's your bank code. So whatever your bank code is, you're going to get a report. And it's so crazy accurate because it's based in science. This has been validated as the only methodology in the world that can predict buying behavior in less than 90 seconds. So they get an assessment at no cost, compliments from you. That's the subscription. And you get a report. So imagine this. Imagine your prospect that you want to introduce your products and services to, or possibly enroll them into your business. Imagine getting a report that says, hey, your customer, your prospect, your lead just cracked their code, and here's their contact information, here's their bank code, and here's the top tips of how to communicate, negotiate, and close the sale. Good luck on your appointment and take it to the bank. So literally, you're going to have the playbook of here's what to say, what not to say. We've identified more than 300 triggers and tripwires that would make or break the sale based on their bank code sequence, and you're going to get it in less than 90 seconds. So the point is, it's really powerful for the leaders that use it. And, we've created all the training, the videos. We use the Lightspeed VT virtual interactive simulation to really practice and drill for skill. You can read the book. You can subscribe to the Bank Pass. The key is, do you really know your customer? Do you know what turns them on? Do you know what turns them off? Salesforce.com says that 66% of customers feel turned off by your presentation. So if that's 2 out of 3 customers that you're turning off, all of a sudden it makes sense why so many people getting started in the business are losing friends and family, or they can't stomach the rejection. And the truth is, what if you could have done the preventative maintenance by helping them not mess up those relationships by knowing the codes in advance, right? And then, of course, we're going to teach you how to go generate endless warm markets so that you constantly and always have the ability to prospect without tapping people who don't want to do business with you, but there's tons of customer possibilities out there. So, I could go on and on, Tom. I want to create.
No, you're doing great.
If they have any questions.
No, they're asking questions like crazy, and you're doing. No, you're doing fantastic. So here's the deal, everybody. This is for brand new network source like me. And it's either one. And that's the beauty of this. So if you're brand new and you're trying to figure out a way to find your way and you're getting rejected like crazy, it might not be your fault. You just don't know how to read those people the right way. Knowing yourself really, really well is going to be critical. And then, in fact, I took another personality test. I swear this is true. I took a personality test this morning. Not hers, another one. And I don't have it on the right computer. And I found out what my personality was as far as something else. I take these things all the time, and it wasn't DISC, and it wasn't one of the competitors. It was something for something completely different. But I am telling you, for me, I've got to know myself inside and out. I've got to be complete with my side of the road before I can have any kind of relationship on the other side of the road. And it's important because I can't fix anybody if I'm not fixed myself. So I want you to think about that a little bit and think about how well you need to know yourself so that you can walk into a room and know that you can take over on any level in any conversation. That is truly the way I feel about conversation with people. I'm not afraid of anybody because I'm not going to be talking about me. I'm going to be talking about them. I'm going to be talking about what makes them tick. And for me, inside of that, there's no, I can do it as a result of this book. I can do it as a result of the training from this book. Sorry. And normally I have the book right side up and downside and the whole thing. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. This book, this system is going to change your life. And I am telling you, you need to do it. And with these guys, what I love about Cheri and is in Esther is it isn't something where you just sign up and they leave you. You sign up and you can't get rid of them. These people don't do this part-time, full-time. They do it all the time. You are partners with them. And for very little money, they are in the foxhole with you. And that's pretty cool stuff. Am I wrong or am I right, Cheri?
Oh, you're absolutely right. I mean, we have three targets that we work with. Our primary clients are the end user, the distributor who definitely needs to know what to do. We work with leaders because, the best business lesson I ever learned was let the shoemakers make the shoes. Let the trainers, let the experts train your sales team so that you can go out and keep doing what you do well, which is selling your products and recruiting new distributors, right? So we work with a lot of leaders moving this into their entire sales organization, and we work with companies. We just had 2 companies bank to their entire network. I mean, we're at the beginning of it going viral in the industry, and we're thrilled to be able to bring value because we want to make the industry better. We want people in network marketing to succeed. It's a crying shame, and I'm really upset about the fact that we have over 100 million network marketers in the world, and 98% of them earn less than $500 a year. Tom, if we do this right, we can teach people how to drive revenue like I talked about. They need to make more money, and we're going to show them how to do that. How to drive recruiting, how to really get incredible people on your team, and not the tire kickers and the people that waste your time, but good business people. How to rank advance, which is really leadership. How do you move people through the stages so that you're building a business that has long-term credibility and long-term fortitude that can stand the test of time and cash flow for your family legacy? And then, of course, retention. How do you keep your customers happy and how do you keep your distributors happy is all part of this whole game. And when you improve your relationships, the bank is simply designed to maximize your results up to 300%. So if you're using Eric Worre's GoPro system, which we absolutely love, it's designed to triple those results. If you're using Todd Falcone, or if you're using Rob Sperry, or any of the incredible leaders and trainers out there in the market, in the direct sales space, this is designed to just take their programs and accelerate it like rocket fuel to triple your conversions by simply knowing the personality science behind buying behavior. So it's not a personality assessment. I don't really care about personality. I didn't care if you're introvert or extrovert. What I cared most about is what triggers the yes or the no. If you know that about every person you can talk to, and we'll teach you how to do that in less than 90 seconds, suddenly you have the holy grail. And you now can say the right things and avoid the wrong things. You don't even have objections come up because you pre-handle them based on their code sequence. And it almost feels like cheating. I mean, the coolest thing is the customer feels more served than ever before. They feel respected because you spoke their code, and you feel delighted because you got to the yes and it was easier than ever before. And for the companies that are out there, I'm going to kind of throw down the gauntlet for companies that say, hey, to be good in network marketing, you don't have to sell. I'm going to say bull. That is not true. That is a lie, right? Because if that were true, it would be called the Direct Sharing Association, not the Direct Selling Association. But for those of you that hate the word sales or have some type of allergic reaction to it, what I can tell you that sales is simply service. Sales is influence. Sales is communication. Sales is respect. And when you understand the values of your prospect and the people that you're in business with, then you can serve them in the way that is to their liking and to their most best potential instead of to your own. And so I always tell people, there's only two people we can't help, and that's the ignorant, those that choose to keep their head in the sand, or the arrogant, those that feel like they know it all. So the ignorant or the arrogant are out in our books. And anybody that's in between, if you truly in your heart of hearts believe that you have a product or a service or an opportunity that you absolutely believe in, then the truth is that your customer, the only way to guarantee failure or guarantee a loss or a lose situation is to not close the sale and to not let that person experience the benefit of your product or services or the life-changing moments of joining your business. And I can tell you, for me, my entire life would have gone down a different path had someone way back in the day in the late 1990s not been able to close me or recruit me or create the possibility for me to get involved with network marketing. And Tom, is one of the best decisions I have ever made. And that's why I'm throwing down the gauntlet. In 2019, we're rolling out our solutions to the direct sales space because we want to help people absolutely live on the network marketing promise, which is that their dreams can come true when they participate in this industry.
Well, we love you, and we're out of here in about 50 seconds. I can't thank you enough for being such a stand for the right thing, and I know some of the companies that you're doing business with. I love the fact that some of the companies are embracing this thing through their executives, going down through their leaders, through the field, and it goes both directions. I think you've got a handle on it. It's awesome, and I think it's working, and I want to see results generated. And hearing from Denny Robinson, hearing from Armand, and hearing from Sean how well it's gone for them is really, really inspiring for me. And I would tell all of you that you just want to send in the assessment. That will get in her system. You can decide for yourself if it's something that's going to work for you. So Cheri, thank you. Hug Esther. Tell her thank you too. She was on the show. She did a great job. Next week, we've got a great show for you because we've got Tony Canuli. We've got Kevin Thompson. We're going to be talking CBD. We're going to be talking crypto companies. We're going to be talking compliance and scams. It's going to be fun. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for listening.
Okay, see you. See you at GoPro.
You're cool. Bye.